Your interior is looking drier than a stone age while everyone and their nan is driving around with disco lights in their car. This ambient kit is super easy to install. It's 4 sub boxes for each door, 1 main box for the main module, footwell lights, door storage lights and door handle lights. Comes with 6 strips, 2 across the dash and 1 on each door. Tools you need is torque screws, thin plastic trim removal tools or a whole set of them, something to splice into your wires without cutting them, a multimeter and electrical tape. There's no order on how you install it, but I always start off by stripping the center console area so I have access to the 12-volt cigarette lighter, which powers the main box that controls when all the ambients come on and off. I start off with the footwell lights by pushing it through the center console trim and tucking it around, and use double-sided tape or glue to stick it. The same goes for the rest of the footwell lights, and the tape they give in the kit is really weak, so just use your own. They give you 1 short ambient strip that goes on the driver's side. Some cars you have to drill a small hole to fit it in, line it up, cut the excess and then glue or tape it in place. For this 3 series I wired up the new ambients to the stock ambients from factory, which is the blue and white wire as positive and the brown as negative, but you can wire it to the cigarette light as brown and red wire instead, which turns on the ambience once the ignition is on. There's many ways of wiring. You can splice the wire and use this T-tap connector, crimp the wire you want and connect it. Or you can wrap the wire around the splice part and use electrical tape to wrap it around. Moving on to the doors, it's usually held in by a few screws, trims and wires, but it could be a million of them, all depends on what car you have. Wallahi, I don't know the name of this tool, but it saved me a lot of time and clips from breaking. Disconnect the door handle and the few wires holding it. I pulled out his stock ambient fiber and pulled a new one through, cut it to size, wired it up and tested it to make sure it was working. For the door storage light, I always make the hole at the back so the light isn't directly blinding the driver. The ambient kit usually comes with a 7mm drill bit, but if it doesn't, just use a smaller piece till it fits through nice and tight. And just reconnect it at the back, it should look like this. It's the same with the door handle light, drill a hole right at the top and glue it down. All that's left is to connect up the wires and the sub box, tape it up and the wires and reinstall the door. Now you have to rinse and repeat this process on the other 3 doors, making sure it's all wired up the same. If you're struggling to find the positive and negative wires, use your multimeter to find it. Unfortunately, the ambience can't be controlled through iDrive, but it is controlled through an app on your phone that allows you to change to any color that you like. This ain't my car, I ain't called Broke Man's Garage for no reason. Anyway, smack the life out of that like and subscribe button.